Today I'm going to be showing you how to crochet the thermal stitch. It is probably the thickest crochet stitch that I am aware of, and it is great for pot holders or trivets, things that you really want to be thick for safety or practicality. So to get started, first you're going to create a slip knot and put your yarn on your hook. And you're going to chain any number of stitches. I'm going to do 11 so that I have a fairly small row to work with, so I can show you quickly what we're doing today. Alright, so now you're going to single crochet into each chain across, working into the back loop of your chain. So you have your front loop here and your back loop here, and on the back of them is the back bump, where sometimes you can chain into that or stitch into that part of the chain, but today we will be working particularly into the back loop. So you'll insert your hook, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook, insert into the next chain, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through both. And you're just going to keep going all down the row into the back loop of that chain. So I chained 11, so I will have 10 when we get to the end here. Okay, now when we get to the end, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to turn, but instead of working into the 2 loops that we usually work into, we're only going to insert into the back loop. And then the part that makes this stitch unique is then you're going to insert your hook also through the back loop of that initial starting chain. You're going to yarn over, pull through both 2 loops, and then finish up just like a single crochet, yarn over and pull through 2. So here we are. If you're looking from the top, here's your stitches, and again we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go through the back loop of the next stitch, and then down at the bottom the other loop of our starting chain, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now these first couple rows, it can be hard to kind of keep track of where you are, so take your time, move slow, and we're going to just continue doing that through the rest of this row. So now you can kind of see all my V's for my stitches are here, and we're just going to keep going through the back loop of each of those and then through that bottom loop from the chain, and using those 2 loops to single crochet all the way down. And you got to be careful to just really keep track of which one you've already stitched into. So your count is going to be important for this stitch, just to make sure you haven't lost track and maybe stitched twice into the same loop or missed one. It's easy to lose track, especially in these first few rows. So definitely make sure to count your stitches and make sure you have the correct amount in each row. Alright, now the last ones especially can be tricky to find because they're kind of, because of the turning, they can not look as easy to find as the other ones. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I only need one more. So here's my back loop. And then the bottom loop of the chain. All right. Now we can turn to get to this back loop, but also if you just kind of turn this down, you're already at the back side. So instead of here we are at the end. Instead of flipping all the way around, you really just have to turn it down like this, if that makes sense, because this is going to be the back and you're kind of working along the back. So here's where we ended up. And instead of turning all the way, you're just going to kind of turn the whole thing down. You're going to chain 1. We're going to insert into this first back loop. You can see there's our V's from our previous row, just going in the back loop. And then this looks like it's still our chain, starting chain, but this is actually the back of our last row. So we're going to go through a loop from that row, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. All right, now this is where it can get really easy to double stitch. So it kind of looks like I haven't stitched in this one yet, but I have. So I'm going to reach over here to the second stitch, insert my hook through there, and then go down here to the back, to the loop of that last row, pull through 2, pull through 2. Next stitch, insert your hook through the back loop only, grab a loop from that last row, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Next stitch, back loop only, and then the loop from that last row. And continue down this entire row until you have the correct number of stitches. Now if you kind of start to get pulled and can't figure out which stitch you last went into, you can kind of pull forward a little and it'll help you to see where you've gone in. So I've already gone into that one, so I'm aiming for this next one. And the loop from lower all the way across. Now this is going to get easier as the project gets bigger. These first few rows are especially difficult to keep track of. One more. Make sure I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, I have 10, so I didn't miss any. Now we're going to keep moving along. We're going to chain 1. So we chained 1, and then we're going to just turn it down and work down this back side. So we're going to go through. It's good to get a good look first at the 2 loops you're going to go through before you start, because this chain 1 can kind of get confusing with where to put your hook. So you're going to go into that first loop and then this loop from the last row, yarn over and pull through both, yarn over and pull through both. Next stitch, back loop, and then the loop below that from the last row. Keep going. Yep, I haven't gotten that one yet. Like I said, take it slow. These first few rows can just feel kind of wonky, and you can get lost on which stitches you're supposed to go through next. I promise it will get easier. Alright, I need to pull forward to see which one I already went into. Okay, I already went into that one. So here's my next one. Alright, now when you get to the end here, once you have a few rows, that top back stitch can kind of hide under your initial chain one of that last row. So you kind of have to pull it so you can find that back loop, and then go through that and the loop below it. There we go. Let me make sure I have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, it's gonna get easier now. All right, we're gonna chain one, just turn this down, insert into that first back loop and the loop below it from the last row. All right, so now that we're on like the third row, you can see they're lining up a lot more nicely. It's a lot easier to see which loops are corresponding, and just slip in there real quick. Gonna move much more quickly once you're on past those first few rows. Again, when you get to the end, that back loop of that last stitch is going to hide. You gotta dig in there and find it. And then the loop from below is kind of pushing itself up because we turned here, and so it's bunching up to the loop up top, which makes it harder to find. All right, let's do this one more time to make sure we have it, and then I'm going to show you how to finish off, because your last row is going to be a little bit different, to just make it look clean at the end. So let's at least get one more row of practice before I show you that. Find that hiding loop. Okay, now it does tend to pull in a little bit, so you got to give it a little stretch there to keep it even. And then I'm going to show you how to do the last row. So with the last row, you're going to chain one like all the others, and the only difference is that instead of just going into the back loop of the stitches and the back loop of the previous row, you're also going to go through the front loop. So this time you're going to go through both like you normally would, and also grab that loop from the row before, bring it through all three, and then finish off by going through two. All right, so we're going to go through the two loops on top this time, and then the loop below from the previous stitch round row. Pull on up, go through two, pull through 3, pull through 2, all the way across. Alright, looks like this last one here is hard to find at the very end. The 2 loops. Last loop down here. I can't tell if I already went through that one. There we go. Must be this one. Looks like 2. There we go. Pull through all 3. And there you go. Thermal stitch. So cute. If you liked this, make sure to follow my channel and subscribe for more crochet content, and also check out my blog where I have lots of free patterns.